Hello, everybody. This is Halls of Eight. This is where I talk about 8 of the books that I just recently acquired. And I've got some really fantastic books, and I'm going to have a good time talking about it. So let's talk about these books. Hello, I'm Peter the Book Lover here, and I want to thank you for coming here. It's really nice that you gave me your time. And in these videos, I talk about the newest books that I've gotten. And I talk about the new books that I get, haul videos, 8 at a time. That way I don't make the videos too long. Before I was making haul videos and they were really long because I talk about like 15 books and sometimes that could be a long video. But 8 at a time seems like a good number, so the videos are not too long. Before I get into the books, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your time. It's really awesome that you're giving me your time, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. And let's talk about the first one. This is by Eric Maria Remarque. This is All Quiet on the Western Front. This is the greatest war novel of all time. This is a beautiful copy, isn't it? Is it not? And I have not read this before. I've been interested in checking this out. I hear this is a fantastic story. I've read some other stories about war that were fantastic. My favorite war story is probably the Iliad. That is a fantastic war story. But yeah, I believe this is about World War I. And I'm more familiar with World War II. But yeah, I'm interested in reading this and learning about the time in the trenches. All Quiet on the Western Front. Okay, the next book I got is a book by Stephen King. This is Dolores Claiborne. And I've read this before a while ago, and this was a great story. I didn't have a copy. Now I've got a nice, wonderful, newish copy. This looks like a very, very clean, very new paperback. And I've read this before. This is a very interesting story. This is the story about sexual abuse by a parent, and there's a eclipse that happens, and this is like told from the perspective of Dolores Claiborne. I believe this is not in chapters. I believe this is just one continuous story, so you don't have any chapter breaks in this book. And this looks like a wonderful copy, and I'm looking forward to reading this. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. Nice. It looks brand new. Okay, the next one is a William Shakespeare book. This is The Merchant of Venice. They say this is a famous story by his, but I have not heard of this story before. They say this is an anti-Semitic story, because that's the description on the back, but I'm a fan of Shakespeare. I love reading his works, and this looks like a nice copy, and I plan on reading this pretty soon. I have read not a lot of Shakespeare, but Romeo and Juliet is my favorite so far, and I plan on reading more. I have Macbeth and Hamlet. Can't wait to get into those. I've got Othello. And now I've got The Merchant of Venice. I can't wait to read it. Okay. The next book I have is by Franz Kafka. And this actually contains The Metamorphosis. And I've heard about that story. I don't know anything about the story, but I've heard that that's a very good book. It's like a must-read book. And I hear that this is an incredible author. So I'm looking forward to reading his books. It's got 3 stories in here. The Metamorphosis, The Judgment, and The Stroker, plus a letter to his father. So this looks like a very interesting book. And apparently this is really famous literature. And I'm looking forward to checking it out. Okay, the next one I got is by a person that I've read 2 other books by him. This is F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is The Beautiful and the Damned. This is another beautiful copy. I love this copy. It looks like a very beautiful book. I've read The Great Gatsby, and I've also read, I can't remember the other book that I've read by him. I can't think of it, but I read 2 books by him. I did not really love either one of those books, but yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting read right here. The Beautiful and the Damned. I can't wait to read this. Hopefully I'll find a F. Scott Fitzgerald book that I enjoy. Now, the next one I'm really excited about reading. This is Sinbad, and this is Sinbad and Other Stories from Arabian Nights. This has the story of Aladdin. I love that movie, the Disney movie, Aladdin. Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Also, Sinbad the Sailor. And I find Sinbad to be a pretty cool character, and I have a feeling that I'm going to enjoy reading this. This is translated by Hussein Hadaway. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I could really enjoy this. I recently read some Greek mythology, and this is Arabian mythology. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. Okay, the next one. This one's beautiful. And I've read this before. This is by Mark Twain, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And I love this, and I like The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And both those books were amazing. And Tom Sawyer was a very entertaining book. And I was surprised because it's a little bit different than the movie. And I really enjoyed the book. The book was really amazing. I love the way it starts out. The famous scene where he's painting a fence, and then he gets all the kids in the neighborhood to help him paint this fence. And the writing style is fantastic. Mark Twain is an amazing author, and I'm looking forward to checking this out, especially The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn is a great book, man. I really enjoyed that. That was a very entertaining book. But this was very entertaining as well. And this is a beautiful copy. It's got some artwork in here. And I'm really looking forward to reading this. Plus his brother Sid. You can't forget him. The snitch. Okay, and the last book that I'm going to talk about. I just recently read this. This is the Iliad by Homer. And this is by Gareth Hines. Or Hines. I don't know how you pronounce that, but probably Hines. And this is not in color, but apparently after this they made a colorized version of this. But yeah, this is the Iliad, and this is about the Trojan War. I've read this very recently, and then I came across this, and I was really amazed that I ran into this. This is an amazing story, man. This is about the Trojan War. This isn't about the Trojan horse, but this does contain Helen of Troy. Menelaus is her husband, and she leaves Menelaus to get with Paris. Hector's in this book. Achilles is in this book. Odysseus is in this book. Patroclus, it's really fantastic to where they fight over his body. Because Patroclus gets killed, and they have a big fight over who gets his body. And they also have a fight over Hector's body. And this is going to be really cool, reading a comic book of this wonderful story. So, that's the 8 books that I'm going to talk about in this episode. I do have another set of 8 books that I'm going to be talking about soon. I'm going to make the videos in a couple days. I literally just did my book talk video, and now I just did this one. And I mentioned something in my book talk video, and I want to say it in this video as well, is some advice to booktubers that are not having success. If you're making videos and you're not getting an audience that you're looking for, the trick to surviving is making videos that you really enjoy. I really enjoy talking about these books. And that is the number one thing that you should look for. If you're making these videos, you should really enjoy making these videos. I have a blast making it. I really appreciate it. It's a plus, though, when people come and they check out my videos and leave comments. They're wonderful. I thank everybody for being here. I'm not going to mention it again. This is like my 7th year anniversary of being on YouTube, not BookTube, but YouTube. I actually used to make a whole bunch of videos to where I was playing the bass guitar. You know, it didn't really generate a big audience. And when you first do it, you get a little bit disappointed and discouraged. But after a while, you see that, you know, you could still have a fun time doing this, because I have a lot of fun talking about these books and discovering these books. It inspires me to read all these books. So that's my advice to booktubers. Make sure that you enjoy doing this. And if you enjoy doing this, you'll be doing this for a long time. And then if you get a big audience, it's going to be wonderful. So that's it for the video. Do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed, I would really love your subscription. That would be great, because I make videos all the time. I've got videos coming, especially these hauls of 8. Believe it or not, out of all the videos that I make, the haul videos do better than the other videos. So I really thank you for being here. If you can, please like the video. I really appreciate the likes. Please comment on these in the video and let me know what you think. Any questions? You could even say hi. It would be wonderful. So that's it for the video. And thank you for being here. See you next time. Bye.